Welcome back, everybody, to Altcoin Daily. My name is Aaron. The reason you subscribe to our channel is because we put out daily videos. I try and keep you informed on everything going on with Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. I give my opinion. I share the news. We go over this whole market. And speaking of the market, let's just jump right in. So, taking a look at the charts, Bitcoin has been consolidating in a bullish posture over the last few days. I actually want to take a look at both the short-term and the long-term time frame, but just taking a look at just everything that's happened from what was the $6,400 local bottom in this past week, we have rallied all the way up, and just recently we've touched $9,000. We touched it once, we touched it twice, we touched it 3 times. And it looks like we are close to touching it again. Now, you're going to have to tell me what the price of Bitcoin is when you watch this video because you know the price moves pretty fast. But this is what I see. The thing is, I like when Bitcoin consolidates near the top like this because if you look at this, on the short-term time frame, we are seeing clear higher lows and even higher highs into this consolidation. In most cases, Bitcoin breaks to the upside with a bullish posture like this. So things look good on the short-term time frame, and that's actually where long-term trends start. You can't have a long-term trend without first starting on the short term. But moving to the long term now, I would say, to me, it doesn't quite look as cut and dry. Yes, Bitcoin is trending up short term, but we've just started hitting some major resistance. And really, the resistance is at about 9,200. So you can see over the past few years, 9,200 has been resistance, support, turned resistance, turned support. Personally, I think there is a significant possibility that Bitcoin can't break above 9,200 right here or right away. I mean, it might. But beyond that, the next huge area of resistance is at $10,000. And that's the major level right now, $10,000. Again, you can see resistance, support, $10,000 is a significant level. See, the reason I bring this up is because a few of you in the comments over the last couple of videos have asked me to respond to this tweet. And when there's a lot of interest in something, I usually like to give at least my point of view. And many people have said, hey, take a look at this. And this tweet, it was put out by Mamba, a crypto trader on crypto Twitter, and I've seen other tweets like it. It says, I'm very confident Bitcoin will hit $10,000 before the end of January. And of course, this sounds bullish. And it is bullish to a large extent. But hitting $10,000 and breaking above $10,000 are two different stories. I think it's possible, but not necessarily probable. And then more precisely, I think breaking above $10,000 by the end of January is even more improbable. So that's my 2 cents. And if you want to hear a more complete prediction for 2020, I encourage you to go back and watch this video right here. And of course, if there's anything else that you want me to respond to or talk about, make sure you leave a comment. I mean, that's how I see. I don't necessarily talk about everything, but it at least gets it on my radar. And speaking of on my radar, this next story, recent news, this is something that the mainstream media fails to report to the general public at any great lengths. I'm surprised Forbes is covering it at all. And regardless how you feel about Forbes, this is backed up by facts and figures. Check this out. Institutional money has arrived in Bitcoin as Grayscale sees a record 600 million inflows. So I'm going to tell you how much of a record this is, but let's start off general. Bitcoin's epic 2017 rally, which saw Bitcoin's price rise from under $1,000 per coin to almost $20,000 in fewer than 12 months, this was largely put down to expectations institutional money was poised to flow into Bitcoin and crypto markets. As you know, we entered into a crypto winter. Where is the institutional money? People were wondering. Well, now Bitcoin and crypto asset manager Grayscale has revealed that inflows of 600 million in 2019, which to put this in perspective is more than 2013 through 2017 through 2018 combined. Institutional money seems to have finally arrived. So this is a big deal, in my opinion. This doesn't mean that institutions are finally here, but this is exactly what I would expect to see if Bitcoin and crypto has a future. So Grayscale announced it raised $607 million in 2019, with cumulative investments across all its products reaching $1.17 billion. This is a quote. "If the persistent question is, where are the institutional investors in crypto? The answer is that they are here and showing up in a meaningful size." This is according to Michael Sodensheim, managing director at Grayscale. He said this on the sidelines of the crypto finance conference in Switzerland. He says, with 71% of assets raised into Grayscale products during 2019 coming from institutions, we now have empirical data that this is part of a long-term trend, one that has no reason that we believe won't be sustained in 2019. So if you just look at this infograph, or just look at this chart right here, and you can see 2019 dwarfed every other year by a mile, and we are trending up. You can see that Bitcoin was the crypto asset that institutions purchased in bulk. Ethereum, second place, and beyond that tapers off. They bought a little of the altcoins, but make no mistake about it, this is a big deal. Many people don't realize this yet, but by the time the general public realizes, Bitcoin's price will be a lot higher, in my opinion. And speaking of a $1 trillion tsunami is about to hit Bitcoin, let's talk about it. The fierce rivalry between boomers and millennials might soon end up benefiting Bitcoin. A report from CoinShares, a digital asset management firm, suggests that an enormous transfer of wealth is about to hit Bitcoin. According to them, around $68 trillion in wealth is currently owned by boomers, which will be handed down to millennials and Generation X over the course of 25 years. The question is, can Bitcoin survive for 25 years? I think that it is very much possible. A $1 trillion tsunami is about to hit Bitcoin, and it's due to the difference in millennial spending and investment patterns, which are shockingly different from their parents. So this is what the study found. CoinShares report highlights research from Blockchain Capital that shows that millennials would rather invest in Bitcoin than in any other traditional assets. Millennials favor Bitcoin over government bonds, stocks, gold, and real estate, which makes sense when you consider the fact that they grew up in a world that's becoming increasingly digitized. Millennials also show an inherent distrust in governments and traditional financial institutions. So the writing is on the walls. And yes, millennials don't have a lot of money today. But the genie is really out of the bottle with cryptocurrency. And Bitcoin seems to be taking the lead. And assuming Bitcoin continues to build up its network effect, strengthen up, I see no reason why money is just not going to slowly flow into Bitcoin long term. And speaking of why we need Bitcoin, check out these 1970 McDonald's prices. Fish fillet, 48 cents, cheeseburger, 33 cents, milk, 20 cents, hot chocolate, 15 cents, triple ripple ice cream cone, 20 cents. I wonder if there's any affiliation. The point is this: due to inflation, that is basically, you could say stealing money from the people who keep their wealth in cash, which is generally middle class to poor people. So the government ripping you off in the long term. Bitcoin fixes this fixed supply. In other news, taking a look at our Twitter, we have been tweeting up a storm. It's fun to tweet when the price is going up. And of course, you can follow us, link below, at altcoindailyio. When in doubt, zoom out. Okay, now what? And besides that, the Vegeta meme, Bitcoin closing in on $9,000. Everybody is ready. All right, that is it for me today, my friends. My name is Aaron. Give this video a like, drop a comment below, and I will see you tomorrow.